Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, just usual life things.
Yeah. I mean, by usual life, the weather getting good.
Oh, my God.
Man, oh, man. Finally.
Or, whoever is responsible for the weather.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
Exxon? No, I'm just saying.
Exxon. Wow. Hey, hold on. You. That's a good one.
BP?
Yeah. Damn.
Thanks for global warming.
Hey, here we go on that topic again.
I mean,
No, not again. I apologize enough.
Yeah.
But we excited. This is the weather making things feel better right here. And before we get too further into it, we talking about Jefferson Park Township, 77 flavors of Chicago. Now,
it's Sarah.
And it's Dario.
And we traveled through all of Chicago's 77 community areas. We shared some great stories and took you to our favorite restaurants.
But you know what? There's more Chicago history and food to discover.
So join us as we connect you to the greatest city in the world.
You know why? Because this is 77 flavors of Chicago. Hey,
y'all, I want to apologize. I don't want to hear shit. I know my voice is usually sultry, but today I'm suffering from a little bit of a cold. I had cold, so I'm just congested. Maybe it's allergies, but I don't really have allergies. I'm sure it's just
the weather change. I mean, we literally went from cool to hot.
Yeah.
Like we went from 40s on average to 80.
Yeah.
Like in a matter of a day. Like, do we got a spring anymore?
Do we got a spring anymore?
Like, do we? Like, is like, are we considering this? I know it's like springtime, you know what I mean, traditionally, but like, is this spring? Like, we went straight from, cold, rainy to like hot. Like, it's like summertime shy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What's the rules on this? What's the rules?
I don't think there are rules.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's just chaos out there.
It really is.
So welcome to your little slice of non-chaos, obviously, because it's always organized in this corner of the world.
It's always
Guys, I really feel like every time we do this podcast, I feel like we're all just hanging out in a little room.
Right. I feel like it.
Just like being chill, making jokes,
Yeah.
talking about history and food. You know what I mean?
We need to do more live episodes. Would y'all like that? Would y'all like more live episodes?
They can't answer
Yes,
directly.
they can. They can talk to us. But like you can answer when you listen to it.
Yeah.
I think
Email us.
Yeah.
DM us. Tweet at us.
I think more live episodes and the weather getting nice. What if we did one in the park? Ooh.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Yeah, episode in the park.
Do you guys want to do an episode in the park and then we can have like a yoga class afterwards?
No, I'm not up for that
Dario
yoga
does
class.
not want to do a yoga class.
I'm not doing a yoga. I mean, I do it. You know what I mean? But like, y'all can't say shit when I'm stretching.
It would just be stretching. It's not going to be like extraneous yoga.
I can't touch my toes.
Damn.
Yeah, no.
I just have like hyper flexible joints. So they're not good. They cause a lot of back pain and like joint pain.
Hey.
I literally can't stand you.
Hey, don't be telling all the secrets now. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna call it joints. All
right, let's move on from this topic because you are disrespectful.
I'm just saying. Just saying. Anyway, like I said, the weather nice. The weather's dope. We've been busy as hell, y'all. Like busy as hell.
If you guys did not listen to the last 10 episodes where we mentioned we're going on vacation, we are leaving. We are pre-recording for you, so you will still have episodes while we're gone for 2 weeks. Yeah. And
then we come back. Y'all can have some dope. Y'all can have another dope. We hope episode like to see from our excursions. A couple different episodes. We hope.
Mm-hmm. And then when we come back on May 27th, we're having a little event.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Hancock Building. It's National Italian Beef Day. So we're gonna have a fun couple days at the John Hancock at the base of the building. So make sure to check that out. If you don't follow us on Instagram or you're not on Instagram, check our website out. It has all the details. It's 77flavorsshy.com.
Yeah, and just to give y'all an idea, we about to give away over 500 Italian beefs
for free
to the great people of the city of Chicago. So y'all make sure y'all come out and support that one. That's going to be fun. The last event that we had was absolutely a hit. Shout out to William Kirk, that William Kirk Entertainment, and they went off. Yeah. They set up the John Hancock fantastically. So
it was so fun.
Yeah. We having fun at the Hancock Building. We
really are.
We throwing some dope ass parties. If you haven't been to them, to promise you, we trying to tell you, come out here. We giving away free food. We getting these businesses some shine. We getting other people some shine. Mm-hmm. You know, we interviewing people. Shout out to Bernard Turner again, our boy. So you know, we doing big things out here. Also, thank you all for 100,000. Hey, look, this for y'all. 100,000 of them things. That's crazy.
That's wild.
That is wild.
Imagine that in a room. Lord have mercy.
Oh my goodness. But we rocking out stadiums. If that's the case. Oh my god. That what did you think?
No,
2 years ago?
I did not think.
No, I definitely did.
Not this.
No, did not think. And here, y'all, I don't know if y'all know this. Y'all know the significance of it, but we don't got no manager.
No
we ain't got
production team.
Nothing. We just had Nick Kindlesberger wrote about us. Y'all know that story. But aside from that, and the media kind of helping push along, we haven't fallen off in 2 years as wild. Just a regular ass couple, and we still don't have no management or no major company behind us, so
no production company,
nothing. It's just us. So
your girl still got a full-time job,
right.
So send this episode already now to someone you like.
Honestly,
have them support us.
Honestly, man, you can do that if you want to. We cool rocking where we rocking.
No, we want more.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, that's what. But I guess what I was trying to say is hey. We gonna rock till the wheels fall off on this thing. This is we can make it to year 3. I mean, even the good news ain't even came out yet. we ain't even released the bomb on y'all real quick, but
that's racist.
Wow, come on now, bruh. You just cut your boys. Now I feel guilty. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what we talking about today?
Sure do.
Jefferson Park Township, y'all. Mm-hmm. Just like the title say. What if we had a title of something and then it's completely
we could
throw people for loop.
Clickbait.
We could.
Title. We could be like Sarah and Daria break up in this episode. And then you log on and it's like, we're talking about Jefferson Park Township. We should start doing that.
We should clickbait.
Just for a few weeks. Just clickbait.
Just see how people the ratings would be I don't know, the ratings
Brandon
might be good.
And Lori fight on this.
We interviewed Brandon and Lori. Somebody said, yo mama. Find out who started it.
And then you look and be like, this is Asia and Oregon. Let's do it.
That was so funny. That'd be funny. That'd be funny.
And just I want you to make crazy ass thumbnails too.
just so that people boxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, that's so fun. All right. Yeah. Well, y'all be prepared for clickbait. Clickbait.
What?
Bait.
Are you high?
No. My tongue got stuck to the roof of my mouth. Wow. Oh, how that happened? I don't know. I brushed my teeth. Anyway, y'all, we talking about Jefferson Park Township.
Sure are.
Yeah, and let's see how many people remember this fun fact that we gave out on the podcast when we did the Jefferson Park episode.
Okay.
How many community areas made up the original Jefferson Park Township?
I know.
Yeah, I know you know, but let's give people.
18.
Hey, damn! Wait a minute. Hey,
it was started beatboxing. I was like, "Shut that shit down."
Hey, no, it was somebody that was just about to be like, and then you said 18. I was gonna say that.
I mean, they could pause and take more time.
Ain't no way pausing. At least they skipping 15 seconds. We know that.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah.
Skip 15.
No, but yeah, you're right.
We're only 9 minutes in.
17. 17.
Oh, I said 18.
I mean 18. Just got a fire email came through. Just as we doing this. Sorry, y'all. That's amazing. But 18 community areas came from the Jefferson Park Township. So pretty dope. How you feeling over there about that answer? Huh? You Sarah's Sarah.
I'm just reading it. Okay, cool.
Sarah's reading the email. Anyway, We are talking about the Jefferson Park Township right now. We're talking about the Jefferson Park Township, and a little bit more in detail, because, it is for the northwest part of Chicago. It is a big deal. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these, if you had the word park in your name, you came, or square, you came from the Jefferson Park Township.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But we kind of want to get some insight into the Jefferson Park Township, a little bit more specific about the Jefferson Park community area too. So we sat down and we talked to two people from the area that have roots in the area and are active in the community area, specifically Jefferson Park community area, but can tell us a little bit more about the township and how it started. So without further ado, let's get it.
I'm Susanna Ernst. I'm the president of the Northwest Chicago Historical Society.
I'm Maggie Daly Skogsbakken. I'm president of Jefferson Park Forward.
What's your last name?
Skogsbakken.
That's a really cool last name.
That is. How do you spell it? How many vowels?
Vowels.
Yeah. How many vowels?
Lots. I married a Norwegian. My maiden name was Daly. I tried to get him to take it, Maggie Daly.
Oh my God,
that
would be amazing.
Yeah, you would have had a park named after you.
Yeah, I do. But yeah,
that would have been really cool.
So what do you all do?
Basically, I research history of the neighborhood, and we have community events, and we work on projects that make people aware of the history of the neighborhood. So my main focus is research, writing articles, and educational events.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Jefferson Park Forward is a neighborhood association, so we focus on opportunities for neighbors to meet each other, for neighbors to learn about what the opportunities are in the neighborhood for, culture, employment, education, access to their public officials. And then, we like to get a little social too.
Yeah.
We coordinate, usually we have a general meeting once a month, followed by a little happy hour afterward. And then we have other events throughout the year, like our upcoming pub crawl, where we make sure to frequent local businesses, local bars, and make sure to bring some business around and support our local.
That's pretty cool. Well, that's like perfect, because we pivoted, you all. Like we had a pivot. We were going to be inside, but now we're outside because weather's nice. And it's in a space that you all created, right? Like you all kind of transformed it to be what you wanted to be for exactly the reasons you just said, right? You want to tell us about this former alley?
Yeah. I'll start and then give it to Susie, who's got a little bit more of the history. But, it was just a regular alley. And one of the things that Jefferson Park Forward does is we talk a lot about community development. We talk a lot about smart towns, and we talk about walkable communities and people spaces. So working with the city of Chicago and CDOT, and many thanks to all of them for all of their efforts, because we needed a lot of things explained to us like we were 5, and they did a great job at that. And they helped us bring this to fruition. And this started long before I was even involved in Jefferson Park Forward, and Susie probably can speak to that a little bit more.
Yeah, so the alley was vacated probably about 6 years ago. We had this idea that we were going to create this people space, and it was under the current alderman at the time. He had the idea and wanted to work with Jefferson Park Forward. And at the time, I was involved in Jefferson Park Forward. I still am, but I was the director of community development. And so I jumped on board to say, hey, this is something that we definitely should do as a community. And so we started working on plans, and then we had the community vote on what we vacated the alley, had the community vote on what this should look like. So one of the comments that was, hey, there's high top tables here and low top tables here. The community voted on it. The community voted on the patterns, the colors, everything else. So we were able to do that. And then it, several years later, finally it came to fruition in the fall. And then hopefully the objective is to have programming here for the community.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a stage right here. So I'm a comedian, so that's the first thing now. So I was like, it looks like a podium. So it looks like, you win something, and that's where, and that's where you go stand.
I wanted to talk about the history, because it's such a cool community area. We got a lot of our community areas from the township that once existed. So I don't even know where to start or how far back to go, but maybe
Where was Dickens Tavern located?
That was down in the area that's called Six Corners, and it's in the community area of Portage Park. So that comes together right around, it actually was on Milwaukee Avenue, just north of Irving Park Road there, right where Cicero comes in at the Six Corners intersection. That was the center of what was Jefferson Township, or the town of Jefferson. And the town of Jefferson, I know this is not as exciting as some of the stuff you're talking about. The town of Jefferson, it was a wide swath of land. It went from north on the south up to Devon, and then from Harlem all the way to Western. So the town of Jefferson was humongous, and it did encapsulate quite a few community areas today. That was established in 1850. The town was changed to a village in 1872. And then
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a township, a town, and a village? We ask this to every person, every historian. We're like, what's the difference between a township, a town,
it's just
and a
the way
village?
that the community is set up. It's the way that the voting privileges, the villages, they elect their officials differently. So it's not anything that this is big, humongous change, but it's something that was available to all people in Illinois in 1872. So you might have come across this before as you're talking to people, but there were a lot of towns that changed to villages in 1872 simply because they were allowed to. So it was just the way that the leadership, that the council was run and how they're voted upon. And you'll notice throughout the city or the state of Illinois, there are villages, there are towns. It's just the structure of the government. And so for whatever reason, they decided it was better for them to become a village. So they did. But realistically, that doesn't even really matter, because by 1889, this all got annexed to the city of Chicago.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was no longer really, it didn't really matter. There were, the township has trustees and a village has board members.
Oh, I see.
Right.
It's not exactly super clear cut, but at the end of the day, that's what they decided would be better. But that was huge. I mean, that was a huge piece of land. And then in 1872, it became a village. But realistically, when this particular part, the whole village of Jefferson, it incorporated what was called Jefferson Park and Irving Park and
all the parks.
all the parks. All the parks
Yeah.
were included in all of it. And then it was annexed in 1889. Community areas, as you probably know, because your Do the 77 didn't come about until the early 30s.
Yep.
They were put together in the 20s, but you know that.
Yep, because we've done that. Yeah, we've done that. So now we know that this was a huge, it was big German and Polish, but now a lot of Polish, right? In this, when that changed, because this is what I had, like 18 different community areas came out of this. There's a lot of people that were annexed to the city, and you had to follow the rules now of Chicago now. How did that really affect the people? Did it affect the people too much, or do you know?
Yeah, it obviously. So, and you know this, there were all these community areas or these areas that were annexed all at the same time, and that was a big trial for the city of Chicago. So all of a sudden, Chicago became the second city on that very day when they decided to annex everything. So by 1890, they were the second largest city in America due to this annexation. So when you think about all of the land they had incorporated, I talked about the size of Jefferson Township. I mean, obviously they also annexed Lake and Lake View and Hyde Park. All of a sudden, those places needed city services. So there's absolutely no way they were going to get that done overnight. So it was a very slow metamorphosis. People here were very happy to have access to the Chicago city services, but it was slow. For example, our firehouse, which still stands, even though we were annexed in 1889 and the little wooden firehouse became the Chicago firehouse as opposed to the Jefferson firehouse.
Yeah.
The city of Chicago couldn't even get a firehouse built until 1906.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
because they were responsible for land throughout the city of Chicago. It just took a very long time. So they were
18 years.
Wasn't there like a big fire after the big
Rogers Park.
Oh, Rogers
Park. Yeah, Rogers Park had the look at your
Yeah.
coin.
Barely.
Yeah. No, that's wild. 18 years to get just utility.
Yeah, right.
Realistically, the only reason they did annex was for the infrastructure, right? I mean, why else would you?
Well, right. Why did Chicago?
Truthfully, the people up here weren't necessarily as keen on it as were the people that were closer to the actual city limits, because they felt like they were getting all the downside of being close to the city without getting any of the amenities. Right. It was a lot denser in those areas. People up here felt a little bit more autonomous, but the township was big, and that's what the bulk of the population voted. They said, we would rather be with the city of Chicago. We've got all the downside to being close to Chicago, but none of all of the things that come with that. So the township voted to go in.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah. Now, it's funny that you bring that up, because there's 3 city suburbs, I don't know what you call them, that are not a part.
They are suburbs.
Yeah, they're suburbs. But for those of you that don't know, there's a hole in the middle of Chicago. And these 3 were originally part of the Jefferson Township, right? And they when that vote came, am I getting that right? They didn't want to be a part of Norwood, Hartwood, and Norridge.
The township only, Harwood Heights, yes. Norridge, I'm not as sure about. Harwood Heights, yes, for sure, because that goes all the way to Harlem. But and then there's some unincorporated Cook County too. Yeah, they just didn't, for whatever reason, they didn't want to be part of the city. So
yeah,
they're lost.
Yeah, that's wild. We're doing that at some point. But we got to go talk to them. Yeah, I would love to talk to them.
Why?
Like, yeah, like why? Like, why the shade?
So rude.
Like, why the shade? But this is a large Polish population now, right?
Yes.
Tell us about the community now. Like, what's happening here? I've been over to the Copernicus Center. At one point, I was going to have a comedy show there. That was going to be pretty fun, but it fell through.
It was at the start.
You know what? The pandemic. It was the pandemic happened, so I had this plan to have like this epic party comedy show. It was in the works, and then the pandemic happened and just scrapped all that. But
yeah, maybe the Jefferson Park Community Stage should think beyond musical acts.
Maybe you could come and do a comedy act. I mean, over the summer. Yeah.
I look, you say it, I'm there. So I'm there. I would love to. But what is it like? Because this is very powerful. I've been to Taste of Polonia. I've been up here. There's a lot of pride in the Polish community here. When we last did it, we went to Andy's Deli, right? And yeah, Andy's Deli, and that I don't know.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I don't know what was going on, but while we were there was news there also.
I was like, I don't know what, I can't read. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what any of this stuff is, but that looks delicious.
Yeah. Tell us about the Polish community and what's going on right now.
Well, the Polish community, and I have Polish roots too here in Chicago, but basically, obviously there's multiple enclaves within the city that were Polish, and the biggest one, of course, being on the northwest side. They started much further down Milwaukee, and they kind of migrated up in this direction. There's still a lot of the Polish community living all up and down Milwaukee, but we have a very big population here today. Yeah. Which is actually different than the way that it used to be. This is an area that from the first time its inception, and then when it was annexed into Chicago, this was not a place that had large ethnic groups. This was a place where second and third generation Chicagoans went because they were, maybe they had gotten a little bit of better employment, and they wanted to get out of the dirty, dense city, and they wanted to come up and they wanted to have backyards and so forth. So this was not a port of entry for immigrants, but it's interesting now because it is to a certain extent with some of the Polish community. Yeah. By the way, though, even though this is not a port of entry, and there was a lot of different ethnic groups that were here from the very beginning, whether it be German, and there were some Polish and Irish, today we are a lot more diverse. So not a lot more, not as diverse as we should be, but on a national level.
Right. Yeah. But in comparison to
where we were 100 years ago.
1800s,
Right. Yeah. We're definitely different now than we were then. But if somebody asked predominantly what the ethnic group is up here, it's the Polish community, but we have a lot of everything.
A lot of Irish. We got Irish American Heritage Center, one neighborhood over. That's been around for a long time. What is that? Is that considered Mayfair?
I do believe so, yes.
Yeah, so right down Lawrence Avenue. And the Jefferson Park Sunday Market actually hosts alternative markets over there because they had the space to host us over COVID and allow us to do some stuff.
Oh, wow.
So we've got a lot of ways to look back at everyone that came here, you know, from my grandfather to his daughter who married a Sicilian immigrant to, well, you know, to all of the European immigrants that came over. And like Susie said, it's getting a lot more diverse now. A lot more families are moving here. They you know, we've got a lot of great 2-flats and really cool buildings. Like I live in a 1920s bungalow. And like, you know, that was like the cool thing growing up is if you got your own bungalow, you know, and like now that I have one and I have to fix it.
You're like, cool, I don't know. Financially, conceptually is cool.
But yeah, and then there's some modern architecture and mid-century architecture and just a lot of development over the years where you can see, you know, everything from the 1920s up. And it's kind of cool just to walk around, you know, and see all that. And people are proud of having grown up here. They're proud of living near where their parents grew up, where their family. Like, I thought it was kind of cool. I grew up at Irving and Mead, and now I live on Mead, you know,
I was going to ask, do you all visit like where you used to?
I sure do. I go by that building. I have pipe dreams of buying that 36-unit building and converting it to affordable housing and you know, doing all the things.
Doesn't the city give grants for?
They would if I had any money to invest.
Yes. You have to have $1 million to get it.
You know, like
fix it, then we'll pay you back.
Right. And the neighborhood was built around a lot of parishes. You know, it was a heavily Catholic area. Some of those has condensed now, but it's still a very integral part of a lot of our neighbors' lives. Like I grew up across the street from St. Pascal's. My friends went to Ferd's and Roberts, and you know, you were kind of known almost by the parish you belonged.
That's so cool. So we talked about this before. Everywhere you go in the city, that is the case. You know what I mean? Like that is churches and parishes really played a huge part in community,
especially for immigrant communities. Because, like that is your social place. That is the place you meet people.
It's where you can find commonality.
Yeah, exactly. So. That makes a lot of sense. But what I was going to ask is, so if I remember correctly, a lot of the times when we talk about Polish, German populations moving in large groups it's because there was a lot of like work, and usually it's industrial work. Is that the case here? Is there a lot of like, was there ever an industrial kind of?
There was a little bit of industry here, but there were some. There were some pickle factories and some places where they were, I don't want to say growing and canning onions and things like that. There's also a cement factory that's here, but for the most part, this was a place where people came because now they could afford to move out of the urban core, and now you come up here, and this is the time, and this is really this place really starts getting going in the 20s, and that's when people started owning cars. So people could use cars. They could use cars to drive wherever they had to go to work. So people were commuting in and out of here, and also too, we got street lines during the teens here. So we had a Milwaukee streetcar, and we had a Lawrence Avenue streetcar. So people, that's how they were getting in and out. But this was people weren't necessarily here walking to their place of employment.
Gotcha.
This was an opportunity to get away from their place of employment. And it was a lot of that throughout the bungalow belt in the city of Chicago. It was just like, oh, I have a garage now. You know, place to park that car.
So this is like the opposite of back of the arts.
Basically,
There to work at the Union Sockets.
It's very interesting that we talk about like the transit and the streetcar and all that kind of stuff because if you go back, if you follow the podcast, our episode about Jefferson Park, we talked about how there were some significant dates with the rail line and things like that. How that all started right around, around the time we're talking about, with the trains coming up here, the buses coming up here. So it's kind of cool. We're literally right across the street from a stop. So
it's like a transit center.
It is one of the few transit centers in the city of Chicago that has all three operators at it. So Case, CTA, and Metra all operate out of here. So the connections are there. It really gives access, to the entire city and to like the entire northwest side.
Yes. I was gonna say I haven't seen a Pace bus since 2017, and when I saw it, I was like, why is there a Pace bus?
Do you see those Pulse buses? They're pretty, right?
The purple one. It's really cool.
The people who designed those were really, really cool.
Was that your department?
That's pretty. How long did it take how did that come about? That's pretty significant. That's really cool.
Yeah, so that it's a start of a BRT network, which is a good thing, right? Faster moving buses, get people across the city. So Pace had been working on that since their driving innovation, or I'm sorry, I can't remember what the old plan was, but their Vision 2020 plan, right? And they worked on it for years and years. And I started working there about 15 years ago, so I came in mid-project, to be honest. And it was just a labor of love for a lot of people, and a lot of continuity, and a lot of getting funding, and a lot of working with all the different communities. So this one is the Milwaukee line. The next one will be running along Dempster. That'll connect to this. And then there's a couple dozen planned for throughout the city to give a lot of access. Like eventually Milwaukee will be extended north, and hopefully some other east-west streets will be added to it. And then there's Cermak and Halstead and 95th Street. Like they're all in the planning, but it takes a long time. But it really is, kind of the next evolution of public transit.
These are all the things that we're literally.
I better call my boss and let her know that I'm doing double duty today.
Yeah. We'll give you this footage so you can have it.
Done.
Like annual review.
Right. Which is cool though, because this is the gateway to Chicago, right? That's what
we call it. I would like to retire that moniker.
Okay, why?
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
I loathe that branding.
Really? Wow. So giggling when you brought it up. Like that.
I don't know why.
I love when people are super passionate.
Yeah, for real. We don't. That's why we do this.
And a lot of people still do that, and a lot of people, they want to talk about the past in such a way. And I know, in the historical society, I should care about that, but from a person who wants to see this neighborhood grow and change,
right?
I think that we need to remember that, but I think we need to retire it because when you think of a gateway, you think this is a place where you have to go to get somewhere else. And that's how it was always viewed.
Okay.
When you're coming in from the northwest side, there, we have all the trains here, we have the buses here, we have the Kennedy here, we have all these diagonal roads come into here. Right. This is where you have to go through to get into Chicago, is what people think.
Right.
And we want to transform.
A destination.
We want to be a place where people come. And as we're getting people spaces like what we're in now, and we're getting new and unique restaurants, and we're going to have an arts and cultural center here very, very soon. It's going to be the Northside Arts and Cultural Center, just a couple blocks from here. We want people to feel like I'm coming to Jefferson Park. I'm not coming through Jefferson Park to get to the Loop or to get to some of the place in Chicago. I'm coming to Jefferson Park to be here. So, but it was for years and years. And right now, as of I think that name is almost off every.
Is it?
That branding is gone almost from every business.
Yeah.
There's a few things maybe.
So what's the alternative? What's the alternative slogan? Do you think?
Or is there a slogan?
What do you think? Do you want a slogan or?
I don't know that there needs to be, and I don't know that would be my forte. I just feel to come up with something like that. I just feel like Gateway to me feels like it's a mechanism to get somewhere else. And I want it to feel like, and truthfully, I mean, there are a lot of ways to get here, but they were selling T-shirts in Repchai. Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
We're talking about this. What did the T-shirts say? So many ways, Jefferson Park, so many ways to get to a place where there's nothing to do.
Wow.
And
wow.
So, yeah, anyway.
I don't know.
Take the permits away from that person.
Was that you? Did you make that?
She said the Pace bus is mine, and that's it.
Anyway, so but that's the type of thing where we chuckle about it, but the reality is we think that we're positioned to be a little bit different here, and there are so many ways to get here. we should have a lot of activity here that's interesting and fun, and people should want to come here. We should have things to attract people here. I mean, like we do have all of these, and plus O'Hare, we are not that far from O'Hare, as you can tell, as we're sitting.
Y'all can hear it. Yeah.
This is like the perfect, if someone is visiting the city and they don't want to necessarily stay downtown, like their work isn't downtown, this would be a perfect place to like stay for a week or so.
Yeah,
I think
it is. We have, and we do have some stuff already, like, leading the way to the cultural center. So we have the Ed Paschke Museum. Right. We have the Gift Theater. We have Gale Street Inn down there, which is, where I've been going since I was a kid. It was where my children, the first restaurant they went to after they were born. We have things here that are institutions, and a lot of people just don't know about them. So the more that we can build upon that and bring people and attract people here, the better.
Well, now they know, right? Now the people will know. That kind of leads into what we were going to ask. Is like, so, you talked about Jefferson Park as the wind just obliterates us. This is the second week in a row.
I know.
It's the second week in a row.
But it's warm.
It's very warm. As we look at what Jefferson Park, the township was, versus, all 18 community areas, where are we going now? You kind of alluded to it. You want to make it more inclusive and more, as a destination. But what else is next for the area?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I think we both have things to say about this, but yeah, we definitely want to make it a more inclusive area. We definitely feel like we are becoming more diverse, but we need more of that. But we need to have activities here that appeal to a broader continuum of people, particularly within the arts. We want to continue as we're getting more theaters and art facilities. We want to attract more of that element here, because I think that builds upon itself. Once people see things like that, they want to come and be part of the movement that we've started here. And I feel like right now it's a very wonderful place to live, in the sense that it is safe and everything is very easy to get everywhere. Right. So it's poised to be all these wonderful things. And so I feel like that there's an opportunity for us to grow in a different way, where we become a place that is, we are one of the neighborhoods that's part of this big mosaic that is Chicago, but for a long period of time we've kind of all looked a certain way, and we kind of came from the same kind of demographics, and I think that it's time for us to make some changes in that realm, and it's happening already, organically. But I think as time goes on, that it'll change even more, and we're happy for that. We're happy to see more people coming, but also we just need more economic development, and so we need to figure out ways to really fire up our business district. We have some places that aren't doing very well, and some of that's because we went through the period of COVID that was the toughest, and so that was hard. But we think with our art museum that's coming, it'll bring more foot traffic
cool
and
places you want to shout out that people can visit and come and check out, like new restaurants or.
Well, definitely, and I think, is Paschke open?
Not yet, but I think they're reopening soon.
Okay, so the Paschke Art Center for sure. Always come and see a show at the Gift Theater or the Filament. Obviously, Weston's is a great place to grab a coffee when you're coming out of the terminal. You grab a drink at Rex down the road here. But we have fabulous Polish restaurants, and we have tapas restaurants. Cafe Marbella just up the street. It's a great tapas, joint. It's BYOB on Tuesdays. I like to.
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
But these are all places that are poised to, they're poised for a trajectory.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're great. Like, the only thing I would say to add is, like, besides being inclusive, we want people not to have to leave to get to the things that they want to do. We want people to be able to walk to a neighborhood cafe or a bar. Like, I'm a little bit further northwest of here, so by me, we have Vaughn's Pub on Northwest Highway. We had North Branch Fried Chicken just opened up next door to them. They're fantastic. Printers Row Brewery just opened up at Austin, opened up at Austin and Lawrence. That's what, so like we're starting to get these places where they're just welcoming and open and just places to go sit and be. There's Galvin's right over there. There's Faux Number One. I mean, I could go on.
So
I could really
do out here.
Yeah.
Got to be out here.
A lot of places and there's a lot of opportunity for community too. So we found that we built community, and there's lots of opportunities to have fun with your neighbors.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
There's a lot of engaged people. There's a lot of neighborhood groups. You know, nothing needs to be one size fits all. We can all figure out our space here.
Yeah.
I mean, you figured it out like with this alley, like that, like that to me. And you see the B-roll, you've seen it, but like it's cozy. You know what I mean? Like this, so
super. And like you didn't eliminate the, you know what I mean? Like there's still dumpsters.
Yeah, right.
Entirely out of the way, but I mean, like the usage of it. It's exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we try to approach it with, you know, and my friend Shauna from Friendship Presbyterian, who has was a key part of helping bring 5150 to our community and with Full Circles, and she always says to me, like, you know, both and doesn't have to be either or. It can be both and that's something that resonated with me quite a bit, and I really do think that's what Jefferson Park can offer. Right, it can be both and.
Yeah, you can be a gateway and a destination.
As long as you have the local business on your way through.
There you go. Like,
gateway, just type
and destination. That's what yeah, right. Yeah. We always find the perfect way to end something. Like that is perfect.
By perfect, you mean dumb.
No.
Okay.
That was good.
It could be perfect. Yeah, you're right.
That was good. Is there any place that we can support, like send the people to support something?
Yeah, how can the community support you? Yeah. How can people that don't live in the community area support? Like, what can they do?
Come on our pub crawl and come to Jeff Fest. Jeff Fest is one of our area's biggest fundraisers for our chamber. Lots of live music, lots of fun. The Jefferson Park Community Stage has local bands, local music, and a lot of camaraderie. On Sundays, we do kind of a family day, so like local dance companies and troops will come out, and you know, but just come hang out with us. That's what you can do to support us. Come hang out in Jefferson Park.
And that's easy. Thank you both for taking the time to talk to us about, you know, the past, the present, and the future.
Yep.
We're gonna be here. We're gonna support. We're gonna drink, right? Like,
yeah.
You said you had to get the kids yet, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Still at work. Yeah.
So we're gone. Peace.
That was such a good talk.
Yeah, buddy.
Listen, we wanted them on originally, like when we did the first episode, our schedules just didn't line up. So we are so glad that we were able to get them on.
You know what? We've been trying to get them on for a while now, you know, and it was so cool. Like it felt worthwhile to finally have gotten them on the episode and talk to them. Like what's funny is, you know, we talked on the episode, the Jefferson Park episode, and said that, you know, this is the gateway to Chicago. And to hear them actually say, nah, we're not trying to say that no more.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
Hey, look, that's why we like this podcast.
Yeah.
It's dope to hear from the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because, like, we can do as much research as we want, but, like, we don't live there.
Right. And that's to me, that's one I think I like the most about this podcast is that obviously we get the bonding time, and y'all know how we feel about everything else. But, like, honestly, talking to the people from these, like, you hear from the horse's mouth, you know what I mean, about what's going on, and it's more accurate. Right. You know what I mean? It's more accurate. You hear from them, like, it ain't just us, you know, researching, then telling y'all, spewing it out. We horse's mouth. So, pretty dope.
Horse's mouth one more time.
How many times I say it?
Like 5.
Come on now. I ain't saying horse's mouth. Anyway, we about to go. Anyway, we about to go on break. We ate some pretty dope food that is a little bit of foreshadowing to our vacation coming up.
We talk about this vacation so much.
I know.
I bet people are sick as
I know. People
leave
like,
already.
Y'all just say y'all going to Tennessee or something. Like, just say, no, we ain't going there.
Florida.
Definitely not going there. Y'all, we'll be right back after the break. Bing bong.
We are back in the restaurant.
I hope y'all listen to these ads that we've been getting. We leveling up now. You know, so go shout out to Taylor.
If you want to run an ad,
holla at us.
Yeah,
it's simple.
Pay these bills for us. All right, so today we are at Cafe Marbella. Okay.
My bad.
So Cafe Marbella is a tapas restaurant, and if you don't know what tapas are, they're like little plates from different. Yes, correct. Little plates of food. i.e. restaurant. And they're like very common in Spain. That's all I got on tapas. All right, so the restaurant.
That was some hell of a build-up.
You know? All right, so so the restaurant has been around since 2007. The chef owner was like one of the first people that brought tapas to Chicago, and he worked at La Paella and Arco de Cuchilleros, and his business partners closed down those restaurants, and so he decided to open up his own in 2007, which is Café Marbella. I believe it was in a previous location and then moved to the one that it is at right now in Jefferson Park. But yeah, we hadn't had tapas before on the podcast, so we thought, why not?
Yeah,
let's check them out. Let's see. They were recommended by the neighborhood. They're very popular. We went on a Tuesday, and
cool thing about Tuesday is
BYOB.
Yeah, buddy.
And that's their only BYOB day. They do have full cocktails and wines and stuff like that. But yeah, what's the vibe in there? What do you think?
So it's got a nice. It's weird. So it's in Jefferson Park. It's not weird, but like it's in Jefferson Park. And the further you go up northwest or to the outskirts of Chicago, the more it feels like a suburb.
Correct.
And the street from the moment you walk in outside. It feels like a suburb.
The moment you walk in outside. From that moment.
Yeah, from that moment. Anyway, coming in, from outside, it feels like a suburb. So I say that because when you go inside, it almost feels like a suburban style restaurant.
Yeah.
But it's not. You know what I mean? Like it feels kind of like Olive Garden-y. You know what I mean? Like, but
damn.
No. Yeah,
damn.
If they listen, that's not what I'm going for. That's not what I meant. But like, that kind of vibe. Anyway, the decor is nice. It's got the Spanish flags hanging up.
It's honestly, it's very like 2010 rustic.
Right, and I guess that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say there. And
walls of wine.
Yeah.
Lime wash.
Yes.
Walls. Yes. Brick.
All that.
A bar. It's very simple on the inside. It's not, there's a few Spanish flags hanging. And it's large though inside because and they have a patio.
Yeah, right. And when you walk in, it's kind of partitioned. You walk in on one side and it's large in there, but it's a little smaller. But then you go to the other side, now there's a big open space.
So the front room probably has like, I want to say 10 tables.
Right.
And then you walk through the partition and there's a whole other dining area and then they have a patio. So it's pretty large.
Yeah.
We got there at 5. It was not busy. There was one other table, and then quickly,
y'all,
it got busy as well.
I mean, we sat down and ate, and the food. So here's the interesting part is like, as it got busy, they were serving both. Tables, us and the other one at the same time. Like it was like they would get their food, we would get ours. Same. It was like boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Maybe it's because it's tapas. You know what I mean? Like, and it took a little.
The servings are smaller.
Yeah, smaller. So
some of the stuff is pre-made.
Yeah.
Like the potato salad and the olives and stuff like that.
I'm sure there's quick, but like, the service was dope.
It was amazing. Our server was great. He was wonderful. He recommended some stuff. We asked him like, what do you think we should get? Yeah. We were full.
Yeah, full.
I think we ordered like 7 or 8 plates. And
I would say.
Yeah, I mean, we generally I loved it. We don't drink, so we didn't bring any alcohol. But, I mean, I don't drink, but
I don't drink as much anymore. That's the crazy part.
Good.
Don't. You saying?
But the menu is kind of divided into 2 different columns. So you have the cold tapas, and then you have the hot tapas, and then if you flip the menu over, there is flatbreads, and then they have some entrees that you can order entrees, but like almost no one does.
Right.
And then they have a special menu of specials that is also tapas. So here's what we got.
Yeah.
So the one I had to get was the marinated Spanish olives.
Yeah, you rock with
I love olives.
Yeah, I know.
Why'd you say it like that?
No. I'm just saying. Like,
I'd say it like it was disgusting.
No. Well, I mean,
look, I love olives, and if you don't like olives, I recommend growing up.
Wow, come on.
That's what I would say.
I was just about to say, is this a hot topic?
I would say grow up.
Olives ain't all that. Olives.
You realize that half of my identity is like olives and olive oil. Like that is really all it is to be Arab is olive oil and olives.
That's the formula, huh?
The Mediterranean olives and olive oil. There's nothing else.
My bad, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, olives is not it. Okay,
it's not it.
It's not it.
Okay, well, your opinion is worthless at this moment.
Damn.
Right now.
All right. How many
that
people?
That is insanity.
It's not.
Worthless? You know how expensive good olive oil is?
I mean, I know.
You don't know.
I do know.
You never. When was the last time you bought a bottle of olive oil?
Let's be honest. When the last time I went grocery shopping? You know what I mean? Like
that's facts.
That's like so. I couldn't even find a supermarket suite. Your boy gonna lose on the first one.
Damn, I would kill that.
You probably would. Not probably. You would.
No, I would.
Yeah, you would.
I could walk into any grocery store and be like, I know where, except for one Jewel.
Why?
It is so dumb.
Which one?
So the one, the layout is so stupid.
Yeah.
It's the one that is on, what is that? Is it Clybourne? Where like the Marshalls is, that compound River Point?
Oh,
there's an Aldi and there's
right
a Jewel
over,
in that compound area.
Yeah, FedEx area over there.
Yeah. It is so dumb.
I've never been
so
in there.
it goes, you walk in, okay, through the main door. It goes like fruits and vegetables, right? Normal,
right.
Great. And the deli, and then you walk around and it's pharmacy, okay, in columns, in rows, and then to your right is like the cheese, and then you walk down and then it's frozen section, and then alcohol.
Okay. I mean,
every other Jewel is Jewel on one side, Osco on the other side. Because Osco is the pharmacy, Jewel is the food.
Right.
This one is
bullshit. Is what it is.
Osco's in the middle of Jewel.
I mean, maybe.
No, it's dumb. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it. You can't convince me.
Damn. All right. All that from olives, yo. All that from. Wow. All right, continue.
Wow.
Continue. That's what we had first.
Yeah, so that's the first thing we got. We got the marinated Spanish.
But what it tastes like?
They're honestly really good. They're like they have like little baby pickles. There's pickled carrots, pickled onions, pickled celery. It's too much pickling. Delicious.
That is way too much pickling.
I love pickles. Again, another thing. My grandmother used to pickle things at home. Like we had jars and jars and jars, and by jars I mean like the 7-gallon jar of pickled things.
Stuff.
Yeah, everything. You could pickle everything.
That's just too much.
Yeah.
Too much pickling.
No, not enough pickling. All right. Next thing we got was the garlic potato salad.
Yeah, that was good.
So it's red potato. It's super garlicky. It's creamy. There's no mayonnaise, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I didn't taste any mayonnaise.
That consistency got to be something.
It's something.
What is it?
It's delicious. Maybe it's a cream.
Yeah, maybe. It was good.
Maybe butter and cream.
It was good. I mean, it's a... I don't want to say a basic potato salad. You know what I mean?
It's delicious.
Yeah, I don't really eat potato salad.
The garlic in it is
was good.
Yeah, it's not a regular. There's no other ingredient other than potato in it, right? So there's not really a
shit. The way my daddy make potato salad, I don't know where he got this idea from. He be making some fire potato salad.
What's in it?
Shit.
Like what other ingredients other than potato?
I don't know. It just be yellow.
So like a mustard potato
maybe,
salad.
yeah. He black, so he seasoned the shit out of it. So it's like flavor all up in it. I personally have never had it. So, but legend has
You've never had it. You've never had it?
No. I'm not gonna eat that. No, shit. I do him just like I do you. Shit. You good over there, champ?
Wild. Yeah, I just choked on my saliva.
Yeah. I do him just like I do you.
The shock. I went and I choked.
Damn. No, I don't. No, I didn't eat it. I've never eaten it.
Wow.
But he apparently everybody in the family. You know how families got that.
Now I want to try it.
They say his shit was smacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. So that's my 2 cents on
that's amazing.
Potato salad. This was good though. I ate this one.
Yeah, it was good.
I did it for the bit, and it was
for the bit.
It's good. That's a Sarah saying.
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was
for
very
the plot.
good. Yeah. It was good. I mean, moving on.
Honestly, there were so many things on this menu that I wanted to order.
Yeah. It was.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot,
and it all sounds amazing.
Yeah.
The next thing we got these deep fried potatoes with a spicy tomato sauce.
Yeah, this was good.
These were amazing.
These were really good. I mean, they probably the most basic form of potato. Like it was just a potato that was cooked.
Yeah.
And then it had the sauces.
Sauce.
It was the sauces that did it. Like
it's very reminiscent of a Mexican salsa.
I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like a red salsa.
It definitely tastes like that. But the interesting thing about this is that, like, you know it comes with the sauce, but the sauce is on the bottom of the plate. So you kind of have to slide the potatoes around, dig to the bottom, and then start moving around.
You got to move it around.
Yeah, you do. Check out some shit down there.
All right. First of all, next we got crispy pan fried angel hair pasta with shrimp.
Now, this is where we get interesting, y'all.
This was a star.
This was a star. This was, yes.
And here's why. Multiple things. First of all, pan fried angel hair pasta, I did not think I would like it. But I loved it. You know why? I think it's because as a child, I was ridiculous and I would eat, like, you know, like the Indomie noodles, like the...
Who?
Like instant noodles. Like,
don't do me noodles.
They're called Indomie. You're so ridiculous.
That's like when you cook ramen wrong.
Ramen. There it is. It's ramen.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're ramen.
Don't do me noodles.
Oh my God, you're so rude. Anyway.
Okay.
You know, before you cook the ramen noodles, there's usually like some crispy ones. You just eat them.
I guess.
Have you never eaten ramen noodles before cooking them? Like crispy,
I ain't never did that. I eat cold hot dogs, but I ain't never did that.
Well, you can eat ramen noodles without cooking them, I think. Well, I have. So this is kind of like, that's what I was expecting. It's not that. It's more of like another dish that I used to eat when I was growing up, where my mom would bake our spaghetti. So like, especially a bechamel spaghetti, she would always bake it.
Yeah.
And so the top would be like crunchy, crispy, and we would all fight over the crispy, crunchy parts. So it's very much that. There's no actual like tomato sauce in the pasta. It's just the angel hair. And what's the sauce is, it's like the garlic, like olive oil sauce, basically.
And it's like woven into it. Which is really dope. Like the fact that it's woven into, you know, like the food, which is fire. You know what I mean? Like, and again, like you said, it's very interesting. I want y'all to understand, like you have to like slice the noodle.
Yeah, it's fully crunchy.
Yeah, crunchy, and you bite it. Like it's weird, right? It's very weird because like I never thought I would eat that, but it was very good. Now here's where it even goes up a notch. Is the shrimp.
Yeah, the shrimp was so good.
When I tell you, that might have been some of the best flavored shrimp.
It really was.
Like,
and I think the recipes must be pretty simple because like just from the flavor, I think there was like a chili of some sort, and it was almost whole. Some of it was cut up, but some of it was a whole chili. Garlic, olive oil, probably a little bit lemon, maybe some like herb. Some oregano, some basil. Like it was pretty simple, but it was just so good.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, first of all, the cook was good. It was cooked very well. But then the seasoning stole the show, really. Yeah. I mean, like it was so good. Some of the best that we've had, you know, in the 2 years doing this, that was pretty fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. We also got the Spanish meatballs in a red wine sauce.
Yeah.
And they were...
that was red wine?
Yeah, that's a red wine. It's a red wine sauce, but it looks creamy, but it's a red wine sauce.
Yeah.
I think they add a lot of cream to it.
I didn't see not one hue of red in there. So like
that's true.
like it was, how is that a red wine sauce?
I don't know, but it's the same red wine sauce that comes with the short rib.
So let's talk about both of them together. So first the meatballs.
The meatballs were good. I think they were pretty simple.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're smaller meatballs than like, you know, you're not eating at Cheesecake Factory.
You get a lot of these.
You get a lot of them.
Like what would you say we had, like 8 of them?
I would say
about 8 meatballs.
Like 8.
Yeah. That was very good to see that.
Yeah.
The sauce was good.
The sauce was really good. Yeah.
And you say it was like the same as the short rib.
I would say it's probably the same because I think that also said red wine sauce.
I think so.
So the short rib was on the specials menu, which they changed their specials menu every Friday. I don't know that they changed everything on it, but there is a new special every Friday. So, you know, it's a handwritten menu. It's actually pretty. Yeah. I love that.
Pretty dope.
I like that touch of a handwritten menu.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got the short rib. The short rib itself was, first of all, it's a perfect size. It's not huge.
Right.
It's good to like have a couple bites.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it like melted off the bone.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
that whole description. Like, what are we talking about?
Wow.
That shit is damn. Yeah, but the short rib was good too. Short rib was really good. No, it was.
I'm so glad most of my family won't pick up on these jokes.
Me too. Me too.
Wow.
No, but it was. You're right. It was tender as hell.
It was super tender.
Like the back of the spoon tender. Like you could just put the spoon over it and it just falling off. Mm-hmm. Now, this was to your point. Sarah made this point that the risotto that it came in, flavor was good. It was a little salty. At first, I was like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, then the more you eat it, I was like, okay, it was salty. It's a little salty. Here's the most interesting thing, because it was such a nice amount. We were so full, we had leftover. Yeah. And the next day, when I had it, it was even saltier. Yeah. So I don't know what the physics is and science is behind that, but that's when it really was like, okay, yeah, this is very salty. Mm-hmm. I think it's because we hadn't had all the other foods with it, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Like to kind of like take away from what it was doing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was that was a little salty. So if you a little bit like not on do that.
I wonder if it's like an error that day, or if it's always generally salty. But
it does not take away from the short rib. I would say
still try the short rib. Yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah, I would say the whole dish, but like just have some water next to you with that.
I had to chug my glass of water. I'm not a salt person. Like I like salty things, but like even when I eat olives, I eat them with like a bit of bread just to kind of break up the saltiness.
I used to be heavy in salt.
I love like pickles and stuff like that, but like straight like table salt like that, I'm not a fan.
I can't do it. I need some salt now. Don't get me wrong, but
of course,
like a little bit.
That's how flavor comes to life. You can't. I could season as much as I want. If I don't add salt, none of that flavor comes through.
Damn, salt that powerful, huh?
Of course.
Okay, shout out to the salt shakers out there.
It's like saltiness. Like it can come from anything. It can come from, but I mean salt.
Yep,
it comes from salt. But it doesn't have to be. What I meant is like it doesn't have to be like a sprinkle of salt. Like for example, when you make dressing, if you add anchovies to it, you don't have to salt it because the anchovies are so salty.
That's pretty dope. You know? So what would you say? You going back?
Oh yeah,
hell yeah!
I really liked it. I would say so. Everything we ordered, plus Dario had 2 soft drinks. With tip, I think we paid like 90.
90? No. It was about 115.
115
with the tip. You know, with the tip. And I mean, y'all, that was good.
Yeah,
that was very good.
I would say the the Spanish meatballs was probably a little bit expensive. It's $11.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, I guess that's not bad you get a lot of meatballs.
You do. Yeah. You do.
Like $1.25 per meatball.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the deep fried potatoes and the tomato sauce was $8.95.
Oh, that's not bad. That's a little bit much.
That's a bit much.
That's a bit much for them potatoes.
Yeah, the pan fried angel hair pasta with shrimp was $12.95.
I could do that. Shrimp is that's expensive.
And then what else did we get?
We got the short rib. That was probably like 18.
The short rib was probably more.
You think so?
Maybe 18. Maybe 18.
Yeah, 18. Yeah. That's about right though. You got risotto.
Right.
With it. So
the garlic potato salad was $8.95. The olives were $8.95.
Oh, so we doing big things. Like it was good. I mean, like honestly, the vibe was good. And here's what we always say. Service.
But if you service and is fire. If you go with like 2 or 3, maybe 4 people, I feel like what we ordered is definitely enough for like 3 people. 3, 4.
Yeah, 3, 4 people. Yeah.
I would say like you could probably have 4 people for $150, for a night out. Yeah. I don't think that's that much. Right. We've paid way more.
Yeah, way more. But this is, you're right. This is like it's tapas. Yeah. It's meant to be shared, right? It's meant to be a shared experience. Yeah. So, for 2 people, not bad, but like for 4 people, even better. Even better. But yeah, definitely go. Bring a bottle of wine on Tuesdays. Yeah. Bring a bottle of wine. Have some fun there, and I like it. I would definitely go again.
Same. Yeah. All right. Well, if you like this episode, go ahead and send it to someone you like. It'll make me feel better because I'm sick today. Hey. If you did not like this episode, I don't know what's wrong with you because this one was fire.
It slapped.
This was decent. We behaved. Barely.
We behaved.
We behaved well. So send it to your mom.
Send it to your mama. Anyway, we'll be back next week with another dope episode. 77 Flavors Chicago. We out. Peace.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope you enjoyed that. Please follow us on all social media at 77 Flavors Shy. And if you have any ideas and things you want to learn about, please email us at media at 77flavorsshy.com.
Yeah, and if you could, also head on over to our YouTube channel, same thing, 77 Flavors Shy, and give us a follow, give us a like, and give us a good rating there. Make some comments.
Only
go ahead and subscribe.
Like
we love y'all. See you next week.